Hello, Cake here. So, you're probably watching this video because you want to make a gmod scene, and, well, I've got the answer just for you. So, what do you need for a gmod scene? Well, you're going to need gmod, and you're going to need an idea. I think we need to change of scenery, though. Okay, much better. Now then. Okay. Okay, now then. But how do we make a scene? Well, we're gonna need a few things. First of all, we're gonna need the camera tool. So first of all, we're gonna need the camera tool. So okay. Much better. Okay. So first of all, we're gonna need the camera tool, models, props, a background, and lighting if needed. Not always, but some cases. Okay. So I'm going to bring you the step-by-step process of, how to do this. Now, it's very important you listen to me here. You're going to want to hear this. Watch me do this. Watch me make the scene first, because it's going to make more sense if you watch me do it first, and then, you do the thing. And then you do the thing. Like, watch the step, then do it. Personally, I find that a much easier way to learn, and hopefully it helps you too. So anyways, first we're going to need an idea. So think of an idea. Well, I've got an idea just right here. So my idea is, we have the red soldier, right? And the red soldier is going to have an explosive barrel. And the red soldier is going to throw this explosive, is going to be holding this explosive barrel to throw it at the blue scout. There we go. Okay. So, we have our idea. Red soldier is preparing to throw an explosive barrel at the blue scout. So now I'm going to bring you through the step-by-step process of how to make a scene, from idea to the finish. Okay, so first, find our idea. Already did that. Second, we need to find a map, or a perfect background in a map. Okay, this should do. 3, yep, find a background. Looks good. 4, got our stuff. 4, we gotta grab our stuff, which includes models, props, and lighting. But, I mean, we're in the open, so we're not gonna need lighting. And then, I'll remember this. Nothing is set in stone. You can always change it. Let's say, instead of, maybe I don't want the blue scout. Maybe I want Lamar, the head crab. Dr. Kleiner's head crab. Whatever. Anyways, so now step 5 is to build the scene. Now this part is this is like the hardest part. So let me bring you into first person here. There we go, okay. So, first we gotta... So this is like kind of like a big step that's kind of got a bunch of parts. But anyways, first we gotta place our soldier. Then we gotta place our scout, in this case. I mean, it doesn't have to be the red soldier and the scout. It could just be like Barney and G-Man or something. I don't know. And then we got our barrel, so we're going to need to freeze that up here. Now, from the scene that I'm seeing, I don't think we really need lighting. What I will do is move the camera way closer. Now, there's 2 types of cameras. There's the normal camera, which is just, your standard static camera. And then you have the tracking camera. Now, the tracking camera isn't really going to be useful for scenes, unless, of course, you're making maybe machinimas, but I don't know how to do that, so yeah. We're just going to need a normal camera. Now, for this, I'm just going to use a flat angle, but you can do all sorts of angles, Ground angles, you could do angles like this, if you want to get something like that, but for simplicity, I would suggest a flatter angle. So now, alright, there we go. So now we gotta figure out where we want the scout to be? I'm going to start with the soldier because, you know, he's kind of like the focus of the scene. So we're going to make him, you know, like, place him down, get his feet on the ground. Now, do keep in mind, this is a pretty arduous and time-consuming process. Because it takes a while to, you know, move every single part, make sure every single part's, like, frozen properly. But the more you do it, the better and faster you'll be able to make scenes. Like, my first scene took, like, at least 3 hours. That was mainly because I didn't know what I was doing. But now I can make scenes, like, in an hour, so it's pretty good. It kind of looks a bit funky here. I think that's because the legs there, I mean, it's kind of punched. It's weird. It's not exactly what I want, but remember, it's not gonna be perfect. So just gotta, yeah. And then, like, we gotta bring up an arm, obviously. Like, he's holding the barrel, yeah. Now, a useful thing that you can do is if you hold C, you can right-click on things, and you can disable their collision, which can make things a whole lot easier. Especially when holding things, or, you know, if things have strange hitboxes, you can just, you know. There we go. Almost got it. Now, if you hold E, you can rotate things. You can rotate objects and, you know that. And if we look at our scene, yeah, that's pretty good. So then, also, if you need to, you should pull up reference photos, definitely. Like, let's say you see, like, a funny meme image, and, like, you know, you see, like, a funny meme you want to make, but in gmod. Yeah, totally use it. Okay, so now we've got the basic soldier pose, you know, he's holding it, and now we're going to want to pull out so there are two things under the posing tool that are very important. The face poser and the finger poser. They're self-explanatory what their purpose is, but oh, I must have saved those settings from last time. But anyways, they're pretty self-explanatory on what they do, but they're very useful. So obviously the finger poser allows us to pose the fingers. You can't unrestrict the axes, but I keep them restricted so I can, you know, make normal fingers. And if you hold C, you can just, you know, do this without having to hold the Q menu, which just blocks all your vision. So very useful. So obviously we're gonna want to make it kind of look like he's like pointing, or like kind of like he's pointing. And there we go. Now I can see better. Kind of like he's using his pointer finger to point at the scout. Now it is useful to look at it from the camera, but it's also useful to use your like first-person view to get a better look. So if we look here, yeah, that looks kind of weird. That does not look right. Also, I don't have a HUD, so I can't really tell when my, you know, when I have like stuff equipped. So this is a little bit harder because usually I have the HUD on. So trying to, okay. Sometimes we just gotta get the right angle. If I could get it. There? How's that look? I think that's pretty good. And now we're gonna need to get the rest of the fingers out of the way. So let me just look away so I can see easier. I think that can work. I think that's pretty good. What do you think? Okay, so now we've got this part of the scene done. Now, we gotta get this part of the scene done. Remember how I said nothing is set in stone? Well, I just kind of thought maybe it would be better if the scout was, like, sitting down. If the scout was, like, sitting down, like, as if he's, like putting up his hands. Like, no, soldier, don't throw the bar at me. Or something like that, I don't know. And if you're wondering, yeah, I can do a scout impression, I'm not going to do it right now. For some reason, sometimes the hands are, like, Or the joints are weird on like some of the hands, like they're like restricted for some reason. I don't know why. Hold on. Let's see here. Oh. Interesting. Well, that's weird. Okay, anyways. Actually, before I do the arm, I should get the legs. See, I may be better than most people at this, but I'm not that good. I'm not like the best person ever. Actually, what I'm gonna do, if you want to make like legs like bend up, an easier way to do it is to freeze the feet in place, lift up the body, and then like push it down, and then it'll bend the legs. It doesn't work perfectly. It works pretty alright, I'd say. At least for what I'm doing. I think this can work. Like he's like using this hand to like do that, and then he's using his other hand to like, if I could get it up, like saying no, don't do it, man. And then we can obviously change the, we can rotate. It's a bit hard sometimes, you gotta like adjust it, and obviously you should be looking at the camera to make sure that it looks good. And you can always change the camera angle. Like I think this would be a way better camera angle. Like, we really get a sense of the soldiers like towering over the scout. And the scout's like scared or something. Even though another thing is if the camera can't see it, there's no point of messing with it. Like, you see that hand down there? The scout's hand that's right down there? The camera can't see it, so we don't need to mess with it. It's just a thing that saves time. Like, if the camera can't see it, there's no point in messing with it. Why am I doing that? I should do this. Like, he's putting up his fingers, like, he's trying to block the barrel. And then, okay, so these are like the, okay, yeah. There we go. Okay, there we go. Alright, now we get to actually use the face poser. So the face poser is very similar. It's kind of similar to the eye pose. Sorry, the finger poser, in a sense, but it's not the same. It's instead of having oh no, I meant to show the difference. So instead of having these dots, instead we get sliders to kind of, now these is kind of more trial and error to get the right face. And also for some models, they don't use all of these sliders. I'm not really sure what you would call these. Oh, look at him. He's so happy. Oh my god. Okay. Yeah, and if you combine the sliders, it kind of just does this. So, I think this is perfect. Like, just... This is... Oh. Yeah, sure. Alright, how does that look? Looks terrifying. Perfect. And you can keep sliding these, but you won't always be putting everything on, because, I mean, it's funny. Because it just looks like the soldier went absolutely insane. But, yeah. So, alright. So, another thing is lighting, and there are two types of lights. There are lights, which are like, like a lamp. No, like a, what is it? What are they called? A lantern. These lights are like lanterns, and lamps are like flashlights. I have it on blue because I was doing a previous scene. I'll put it on screen right now. But anyways, so you can spawn a light on a rope, or you can just spawn a light, and you can change like the radius. You can change the brightness. You can also change the rope length. You can also change the rope length, like that's pretty long, and then if I don't want it as long, but I usually just don't have it. And also you can turn it on and off too. lamps are similar but different. So instead of being an all-around light that doesn't cast shadows, these are directional light sources that can cast shadows. So, yeah. I mean, we're not going to need, like, that bright of a light. I was thinking more of kind of dim with, like a red, like a dark red. Yeah, sometimes the, I don't know, I was having this problem earlier, but for some reason, the camera doesn't really like the detect the lamps. I'm not really sure why. Hold on, let's see. Is there like something in here? I don't know why it doesn't want to detect it. That's weird. But I guess we'll just use a light then. Oh, that's really bright. I was thinking more like just like a, like we need like a sinister backlight. No, that's not sinister. That's just white light. Almost like he's uber charged, but like not really. And then we get another light that's like a blue. So we can have contrasting light. But like I think this one should be different. And then also you can update, attach, or update a light, you know, because you might need to do that. Oh no, I don't want that. I want red. Yeah, there we go. And one more thing I want to do is move this so we can't see it. So now, the scene is done. Now, before we take the screenshot, there's a little thing called saves, which allows you to save your game. So if I just press this, there we go, and then I can just load it. And everything that was here is now still the same. So another thing with the what is it? The cameras. Okay. So another thing with the cameras is that you can set multiple cameras. Now I've already done this, and so to set a new camera, you can add that, and then we'll just name this new camera. Okay. Which then, if we select new camera, we can select which numpad or whatever key you want it. I use the numpad keys because I don't usually use those for anything, so we'll put this on numpad 1, and we can place that, and now we have two separate cameras, which I use to basically set up multiple scenes on one save, which can be pretty useful. But I'm not gonna. Oh, I can't delete it. Okay, well now that's just there. Anyways, so now we've made our scene. So now that we've made our scene and it's saved, now we can take the screenshot. So I'm gonna show an image because I'm not really. So there's this key above the tab key. I'm not sure what it's called, but it brings up the console. And if you type CL_draw HUD 0, it will remove the HUD. Now let me show you what it looks like with the HUD, because I've been recording this without a HUD. So you know, it shows all your weapons, it shows your health bar. But if we do CL draw HUD 0, now the HUD is gone. This makes it it just makes it better because it removes the health bar and stuff, and just makes your scene look a lot cleaner. I'm sorry. Anyways, so now all we have to do is press F12, or we can use the camera tool, which yeah, allows you to, if you hold right click, you can do stuff like this. So if I put my mouse to the right, it rotates it, or left, and I pull it back, you can, ooh. Yeah, I don't really use that. And then how do you reset it? I'm not really sure how you reset the camera. You just no, don't hold out the camera. Alright, so anyways, we've taken our screenshot. We've done the whole scene, we saved the scene, we take the screenshot, yada yada. Okay, so now how do we access the scene? Okay, so you want to get your thumbnail, right? Alright, so here we go. So, post-game summary. Whenever you take a screenshot in games like, I'll go to TF2 real quick, it will show you the most recent ones. It will show you like the ones from the past week. But if you don't play the game for a while or don't take screenshots for a while, you just gotta scroll right down here to your screenshots. And this will bring you to, you know, your screenshots. I took some screenshots. You know, this is the scene because this is a scene I made, my last scene. This is the video scene. This was for a Minecraft skin, if you're wondering. Anyways, so we can click on this, which brings us to a bigger preview, and if we right-click, we can go to Browse Screenshots, which opens, you know, your File Explorer, and you can just go there and then you can copy it or move it or whatever you want to do with it. But now you have access to it. So, all right, time to do some closing thoughts. Alright then, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope it was very helpful. And yeah, that's all I got, so bye bye.